Coming up on this episode of The Village Idiom.
It has a few...
This moo is making me hot.
You're the
I'm
one
like
that,
melting.
You're the one that came to the studio with a moo-moo.
That would be interesting.
It's a warm day, though, and we have to turn off the air conditioning when we record because it's so noisy. So
Continue.
We don't blame you.
I'm having a hot flash. I'm menopausing right now. Wow.
Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to The Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that every week chooses a popular saying to take a shallow but hopefully comedic and once in a while even interesting dive into its meaning, its usage, its origins. But we're also going to use it to hang our otherwise directionless conversation on. My name is Jurassic Mark.
I'm Skinny, and today with us is...
Well, let me give it.
Limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun.
That's me.
That's you.
I'm Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
Woo!
I wanted to jump in with that because our guest today sent me that clip. So today's
Flair.
idiom is son of a gun. And that's
Awesome.
Ric Flair calling himself a son of a gun.
And I'm Chris.
And this is Chris. Back for
My dad's name is
second
Dave,
round.
though. It's not a gun.
You're right.
My dad's a Dave, not a gun.
Son of a Dave.
Son of a Dave.
It's not
Son of
quite-
a Dave.
It's not-
I've been called worse.
Right. Well,
And we all.
yeah, in the son of vein. But we're very PG podcasty, but it really, this idiom got taken over with some female dogs and some other PG things. Son of B or SOB is like this takeover of Son of a Gun, which started off not entirely wholesome either.
No,
but
we'll get into
that later. But
Yeah.
as we jump down the line here, I wanted to challenge you guys with where you were at with your idioms.
What are you saying? What are you
particularly
saying?
idioms and acronyms. Ready?
Yep.
So I'm more acronym than an idiom. And you guys can jump in as you wish for acronym wars. Let's do a little BRB.
Be right back.
Nice. Bing, 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 bing. Do the Ric Flair. You guys up on what KISS is?
Sure.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Okay, so your acronym wars are, how about a POS?
Point of sale.
Piece of...
What? This is a challenge, right? Because sometimes these idioms, they go in two different directions. I was telling you about the time when I sent my boss, I was at an FTF, which is a geocaching term for a first to find. But he thought anything with the TF on it meant like a WTF. And so I would never send that to my boss.
Right.
So
There's another one.
Which?
FTW.
for the win.
For the win.
For the win. But there's another saying. Bad word, the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's what I've
never heard
so
this one.
When a friend like this was like 5-6 years ago, was writing FTW on MSN Messenger or whatever. Maybe it was like probably more like 7 or 8 years ago.
You're like, boy, this guy's happy.
I'm like, yeah, like
he's really optimistic, this guy.
no, but I thought he was saying.
Oh, yeah,
I thought
yeah,
he
yeah.
was saying
For the win.
he was upset because of the other one.
Oh, okay.
Not the more PG-13 one.
so you're
But
doing
he
a
was
reverse.
saying for the win, for the win, for the win.
For the win. Okay.
Wow.
But then there's a couple that start to dip off where you've heard the word, but I'm not sure if you know them. I didn't. SWAT.
Sealed with a... No. See
Touch.
what... I don't know.
It's for special weapons and tactics.
Oh.
Like the SWAT team.
You're,
Oh, okay.
I thought you were talking like texting.
Like a texting,
Like, it
like,
means
an
some-
LOL, BRB.
SWAT.
Special weapons and tactics. How about a zip code?
Does that stand for something?
Zone in
Province.
no, but zone in
Position.
something like that.
Zone improvement plan. I'm impressed that you got
What is
that.
it? Zone what?
Improvement plan.
Oh.
It's the zone improvement plan code.
So then there wasn't always a zip because they had to. It was something to improve it, right? It's in the name. It's in the acronym.
Exactly. It's the improvement plan, the zone improvement plan.
Wow.
So it's these things, and I think it's good to try and reclaim some of them back. Son of a gun. Son of a gun. I like it. Son of a gun.
We're taking it back.
SOAG.
Is it like a SOG?
So, it's like goat.
But different. You're a SOG. It doesn't just flow.
You're so ag.
So,
It's so ag.
You're so
ag.
ag. You know, people say AF. You're so ag.
How about, yeah, but there's SOG,
Soag.
which is if you're old guard.
What?
Like he's the OG.
Oh, you're the so that's Zoog.
That's a swag. I think we might be onto something.
What's
'Cause-
swag mean? Stuff we all get, I think.
Yeah. But at the time,
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, like if you get a swag bag.
it's stuff we all get.
I've heard of swag. I've never. It's not. Do you make that up?
If I did, I should be copyrighted.
I've never heard that said as an acronym. I just thought it was swag. Like
At the time when people are doing
that's
these
like
things,
if you just
Stuff
told
we
me.
all
Did
get.
you know the word stuff actually means
something unbelievably fascinating
for free.
for free. Wow, for free.
You have to say it like that.
for free?
So at the time, people don't know if stuff's going to catch on. So let's take it back. Swag. Swag. Swag.
Swag.
Swag. You son of a gun. Swag. Come on, see? There's something there. I'm gonna start using it.
I've tried.
sounds
this
like you're
game.
putting a W in it.
You know
So
that what I've
wag.
tried. So a few people out there know. I tried to install a word into the cool English language, and the word was brawl. I'm like, instead of cool or sweet or whatever, and instead of going, wow, that's so awesome, just it's so brawl, dude.
See? But I if you'd said brawl, I think I just okay. Here we
You
go.
wiped your brow with a fish stick, or the napkin that held pickled herring.
Fish stick.
But if you said that was a word, I would just go, oh, that's awesome. That's
what
so
I'm saying.
brawl.
I tried. I put it in posts.
That is
and
you
People just made fun of me.
are so
You're like on Mean Girls when they try to get Fetch to go.
Right.
Fetch is
They
never
did-
catching on.
They did better.
Brawl is never catching on, Mark. Stop Brawl.
Right. You're right.
You're swag, buddy. See,
It
there's,
sounds like you're putting a W in it, though.
I know, but
Swag.
there's controversy.
He's such a swag.
He's swag.
He has swagger.
Swagger.
Son of a gun is coming back. I'm telling you.
Son of a gunner.
Swagger.
Swagger. See, there's something there with acronyms.
Wow.
This is an acronym idiom.
Okay, so Son of a Gun has a few.
This moo is making me hot.
You're the
I'm
one
like
that-
melting.
You're the one that came to the studio with a moo.
That would be interesting.
It's a warm day though, and we have to turn off the air conditioning when we record because it's so noisy. So
Continue.
we don't blame you.
I'm having a hot. I'm hot flashing. I'm menopausing right now. Wow. Here we go. Keep going.
Swag. You're
Swag, my swagger. I got the
So
moves.
Son of a Gun.
like a swagger. Continue.
Son of a Gun is like, I don't like this definition because I would never use these words, but it does make sense. A son of a gun is a rogue or a scamp is the definition I looked up. So a scamp is a son of a gun.
Scamp.
But when I started looking up clips, it was used in a variety of ways. It wasn't just like, hey, you old son of a gun, like calling your buddy, yeah, you punk, whatever. But it was like also used, I wrote a couple down, so like just surprised, well,
Son of a gun.
Right.
And it's not directed at anybody.
I'm bringing it back.
And then the other one was more of a confirmation, like, you didn't win. I did win. You didn't win. Show me. You show me. Well, son of a gun. It's kind of the same,
Still
but
surprised.
it's a confirmation.
Surprise.
Still surprised.
Yeah. But there seems to be different. One is just like, woo, son of a gun. And the other one is, you're right, son of a gun.
There is.
But then you have the Ric Flair one.
And then
is
your
like-
Ric Flair was just calling himself.
He's just, it's almost like somebody with swagger. Like that.
Swagger.
Swagger.
Swagger. A son of a gun with swagger.
Swagger. Well,
You have to go up in your voice.
I did come across this idiom, which I'm like, I'd never heard of it. And then I'm like, oh, this is like terrible but interesting. It was for Seniors Housing Assistance Group. People that make sure that they find appropriate and affordable housing for our elderly.
Right?
You know what they call that? A senior housing assistant group. They call it a shag.
It's a shag. That's its acronym.
So shag. So wag.
So I'm like, because I'm like, what is this one? It's like, oh, that one's like not appropriate, but it's like, it is what it is. But then it turns out that this is an issue in seniors' homes. This is an issue. And the particular article went on to say 54% of, and this is PG channel, 54% of seniors 75 to 85 still had some swagger in their game.
Wow.
54% from 75 to 85. Did you know such a thing?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, seniors housing assistance group still working it. Interesting, right?
Gives us all hope.
There it is. Whatever. Anyways, not all acronyms are good. It's just some of it. It's just information.
Son.Of.A.Gun. Well, Son.Of.A.Gun for free.
We can get the stuff one. Yeah, we can tweak that.
It's got to be some things.
Unforgettably for free, or unforgettable for free, or yeah, we'll get it. We'll narrow it down by the end.
This is what I'm working on all night tonight.
Basically, you laid out what I'm doing tonight.
In the group chat. That's all I'm working on.
Basically, that's what I'm doing tonight.
Oh, man.
So anyways, yeah, that's about that. But we should probably jump in a little bit on
You smooth talking son of a gun.
See, it's
it
your
like-
scamp.
Is it a Betty White-ish type?
I don't know who that is. The clip is actually, it's in the background. The people on screen, which is Dan Aykroyd in Dragnet. Remember Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks in Dragnet? So it's in the background, so I'm not actually sure who says it. But, you son of a gun, you scamp.
I'm very curious as to where this idiom comes from.
Well, you would be, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, let's get into it right about now.
I said some words, where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind.
Well, let's get into the origins. I've been corrected. I said last week that I like people reaching out and letting us know they're listening and chiming in. Actually, Chris, you've done that a few times. Just, hey, this was a good one, or that was retarded, or whatever. And but somebody reached out and corrected me, because this goes way back to oh man, what were we talking about? It's something to do with the Empire State Building and the certain floor that they jump off of. And do you remember?
Sounds like a really
it sounds dark. It had to do with a number, because you
13?
were like,
Lucky 13?
Was it? No, it had to do. I can't believe I'm forgetting now.
86.
Was it 86? To 86 yourself.
There you go.
And so we were talking about the Empire State Building, 86th floor, and so they looked into it, and it is the 86th floor, but there is no 13th floor, so it's up for debate. And I'm like, I just thought it was cool that they took the effort to
do a little research.
Yeah,
I'm glad someone does.
Yeah.
Those people on the 14th
fact
floor,
checkers.
they know where they are.
They're fooling themselves.
You know you're on the 13th
you're not on the 14th.
I always thought it'd be brilliant for a hotel or whoever to have a 13th floor.
How about
it's just
all 13th floor?
To I want the whole floor.
Make that like the mechanical room or something.
Yeah, still have it there.
Yeah, you got to have it.
Yeah, but then all your
Instead
mechanics
of
would go
just
missing.
Switching the numbers.
All the HVAC guys are disappearing. Some guy's just in a vent. Oh no,
This is a terrible idea.
It's like that John Cusack movie, that 1408 movie. It's like a cursed room.
I don't know that one.
It's not his best work.
What is his best work?
Better
High
off dead.
Fidelity.
Yeah.
High Fidelity.
Oh, that's good
It's
too.
a pretty good one.
How about the one where he was a hitman?
Was he? Oh, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
That's good too.
Yeah.
John, son of a gun. All right. Well, we
That
heard
John
that. We heard
Brother of a Joan.
That John Cusack, he has swag.
his dad's name is Gunnar Cusack, so he literally is son of a gun. I don't know if that's true.
I was like, wow, that was an amazing segue. You just pulled out of air.
All right, the most commonly repeated version in this strand is that a British Navy, the British Navy, not a British Navy, one of the British navies out there, used to allow women to live on naval ships, and any child born on board who had uncertain paternity would be listed as on the ship's log as a son of a gun. And this is a attestable fact, as although the Royal Navy had rules against it, they did turn a blind eye to women, and that could be wives or prostitutes that joined the sailors on voyages, so it actually leans towards plausibility as an origin. And there's references going all the way back to 1823. John Bee's A Dictionary of the Turf, and it just says son of a gun means a soldier's bastard, is how they wrote it out.
I apologize for this particular vulgar episode.
I know. I'm using it in its true definition, though.
Yeah.
Sailor's Word Book, William Henry Smith, 1867, says an epithet conveying contempt in a slight degree and originally applied to boys born afloat when women were permitted to accompany their husbands at sea. One admiral declared he literally was thus cradled under the breast of a gun carriage. So There you go.
There you go.
Goes all the way back, early 1800s. That the plausibility is that the origin is truly a questionable birth at sea.
There you go.
So they allowed the women to see.
But they were allowed. The women were allowed at sea.
Yeah.
You know, I have a story. So I have a buddy, and when he was younger, he never knew his mom. She was alive, but she left. And so he got older. He's like 18 or 19 at the time, and he wants to go find his mom. He's starting to live his life. He's going to do all these amazing things. He wants to share that, right? Like anybody does.
Like you would, sure.
He talks to family members. His father wouldn't tell him anything. Not sure why. And he eventually is like, okay, I don't know what to do here. So he went to the Catholic Church and talked to a priest. And the priest, he's like, I need some help here. I really want my mom in my life. I need some advice. And the priest said, like, I can't help you. But if you go down the hallway, second door on the left, that way would be left.
That's very specific.
Second door on the left. This is how he tells me the story.
That way is left for our viewers.
That's true. Stage left.
Right.
Anyways, so he goes down there and he opens the door and there's this woman standing there, and he's like, "I'm sorry, am I in the right room?
Mom?
Am I in the right room?" And she's like, "Yeah, come on in." He's like, "Okay, I don't think I'm in the right room. I'm here to try to find my mom. The priest said I could find her here." And he's like, "You found her. You really are a son of a nun."
Oh no.
Why do I believe things that come out of other people's mouths?
You think it was a real story?
It's terrible, man.
Was it?
I believed it was a real story until you said second door on the left. I'm like,
Yeah, whatever.
that's funny.
I've never been great at telling jokes. And that's the last joke I'm ever telling.
Son of a nun. Son of a nun.
All right. Second possible.
It is a bad habit to be
The
in.
term is euphemistic and derived as conveniently rhyming alternative to son of a B word or son of a whore. And so it was literally just a cleaned up version of that is another potential origin. Like, you know, there's alternate, like if you're not a swearing person and you say, "Oh, shoot," or you say shucks or whatever, there's alternatives to everything.
Right. What are your thoughts
So
on
they
that?
think it's just a rhyming, like, "Oh, son of a gun," and it nothing more behind it. And then the son of a bee, that's been in the English language for centuries. Like Shakespeare has a couple pokes at it, even where it's like, oh man, that has been around for a while, and not necessarily even as a swear, because now the B word is the B word, but it was just used as its true definition of a female dog, and that was an insult in and of itself. You're a son of a female dog. That was enough, and then it became, because it was so derogatory, then it became its own curse word.
Where are you guys at with, you know, we all enjoy comedians. Where are you guys at with the clean comic or the little filth comic?
So, this is really general because there are some hilarious filth comics, but there's also a whole bucket full of filthy comics that aren't that funny if you removed the filth.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of one foot in each camp because I'll let it slide if it's truly humor and that person is just, they're being themselves. That's the way they've always been, probably.
Sure.
But they're actually funny. Versus ones who throw it out there to try and shock you into laughter.
Yeah.
And I find that not that funny.
I mean, I had the pleasure of, my dad took me to go see George Carlin before he passed.
Oh, man.
It was amazing. Like, he's still the best, right? But then
Yeah.
you have other comics.
7
that
words
are-
you can't say.
Right.
It's all part of his whole show.
It was great, but I don't think he needed to swear for the shock value in it.
Right.
Right. But there's some people that's all they do on Netflix or
Yeah.
whatever. And then you have comics like Brian Regan or Jim Gaffigan who
Yeah.
are super funny, and I don't think I've ever said anything.
Those two always come highly recommended because they're
Seinfeld.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it's so part of me is like, even in just general usage, I was trying to encourage like with kids and the young adults, there are a bajillion words that are, I find, funnier because they're obscure and people don't not always take the time to learn. There's a really specific word for something that doesn't require you to get into cuss words.
Okay.
And so if you just like bypass, so I think it's just lazy
Right.
to jump in on just like, oh, another S-bomb or whatever. It's
Right.
like, oh, that was lazy. Like, you had a great introductory setup. If you had found some interesting word to go with it, as opposed to just slipping in, it's like lazy.
So there is actual studies, it must be specifically English, about sounds that I wish Beetlebat was here. He
It's
can,
hard sounds.
He can rattle off this with detail, actually, but there's sounds in the English language that are just funnier, and sometimes it's a rhymey thing, sometimes it's uckle-buckle. Like, there's just sounds that are funny.
Uckle-buckle in particular, because it's got hard Ks. Yeah.
Is that it? Is that one of them?
Yeah,
that
is.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a rhythmic,
Uckle-buckle.
tonal...
See?
So you stub your toe and just like, Uggle Buggle!
Well, that's another one with swapping out words.
Maybe that's why Brawl didn't work. It needs to be funnier.
Brawl.
It almost sounds like you're yelling at your kid. Brawl! Where did you put that?
That's why I don't not like my name, but I always thought my name, it's
Mark.
like, the R's are R, like fart and barf and mark. Like, it's the worst sound to have in your name. R, R, arg, mark, barf, fart. It's like Chris said, it's light, it's fun. Mark.
Oh, I can think of many things that Chris rhymes with.
It's not just rhyming, though. It's the R, it's the whole sound of the word.
Half my name is boiling pot of tea.
We're taking a whiz.
You just do that. Vince.
I'm liking my name more and more.
See?
R.
I've got good ones like Invincible and Convince.
Remarkable.
Prince.
What you got? Remarkable, invincible.
Christmas.
Okay, you win. Who doesn't like Christmas?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, you win. Okay, fine. You got us in that one.
Oh man.
Yeah, so
I'm
it's
sweating.
the difference between like the laziness and what I feel is just like a little more effort. I don't know. It just seems not educated up a bit. That sounds snooty, but I don't know if I'm making my point well.
Yeah.
Little.
There's
less.
there's other options, and people revert to what they've heard in pop culture or been raised on.
Sure.
That's what it is, I think.
Mark.
There you go.
We're just creating swear words.
I don't. Do you think that you can create a new swear word?
No, I don't know.
I don't think you can anymore. Like, if there was any
Well, it has
new,
to represent something. So sure. Yes.
do you think there are any? Like, can you think of one that happened in our lifetime? The worst one I could think of
course.
is now quite accepted, but I remember a time where this was almost shocking if someone said, "Oh, that sucks." And it was like, "Oh, we all know what that means. Don't say that." What? And now it's just like, you'll hear that from a pastor on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's softened. And talking about...
That song sucked. Good morning, everyone.
Hopefully not like that.
Please open your hymnal to page 247 because 241 sucks.
But you know what I mean? Like, that one could have been...
Praise God.
Wow.
Yeah.
So can you think of a recent word that has been introduced to the English language that is just bad?
It's not a word, but AF.
Right,
Like that
abbreviation,
thing,
yeah.
and people use that now, and well, that
It's crazy.
It makes you say it in your head.
Right.
So,
So you
but
you
you know-
don't want to swear,
so-
but in your head, when you look at it, you know what that means.
I
Here's
choose to
something-
not AF though. Like I don't.
Oh yeah.
I don't either, but
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
generational thing. So you know how we were talking about saying shoot instead of the other S word?
But I'm not a fan of that either.
Really? You don't say shoot? You must say something.
I probably do.
Or you just let her fly.
No, I probably do. But those substituting things.
Yeah, but
Frick.
do you think you're
Frick is one
substituting?
of those. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Frick
just like, come
Frick
on.
is almost too close.
Yeah, just
Crap or shoot, I think, is far enough away, but frick is almost
right.
exactly the same.
So here's
It's
the
the same.
here's the point I was going to make though. Like, we have our alternative words instead of saying it. And there's something. How much younger are you? Like 10 years younger than me? Probably
36?
Yeah. Okay. So slightly
No,
younger.
36 years younger.
Oh.
Yeah, probably like 10 years.
So yeah, almost exactly. So the next generation.
You're old AF. Yeah.
He chose.
So the next generation, that's what those abbreviated ones are. Because I had some volunteers working for me where I'm like, listen, you can't be texting. And they're like, what are you talking? I didn't actually spell it out. What do you mean?
Right.
And like, it didn't even go on their radar. And they're like the most clean cut, like Christian homes. And they were shocked that I was bringing it up. Like, I would never say that. So I'm like, yeah, but you abbreviated it. And so me saying shoot is them saying AF.
Everything's become emojis and
Yeah.
like acronyms and stuff, though.
Who would have ever thought that the poop emoji would take a life of its own like that? That's insane. Anyway, we are getting in there.
Oh, yeah, we're heading into the final stretches of things, so we got to be time conscious. Let's head into some riddle links. How does that go there, champ?
Well, let's try this again. All right, Riddlink is a game we like to play that is a two-part trivia-based question and requires, nay, demands a two-part but overlapping answer. And just to give you an idea about that, last week we left you with one that said they used a red herring to train horses when this couldn't be found, but when they acquired the herring, they just let it go. Did you guys figure this out at all?
Didn't think about it again.
Okay, well, they used dead cats. They preferred dead cats. And if you don't keep the red herring, it's a catch and release. So the correct answer was dead catch and release.
I do think about it again, and I couldn't think of it. I was just trying to deflect. Continue.
So that's how the game is played, and that's how last week's went.
Okay, well, let me jump in on something for this week. You offspring of an identified sailor, you're a sweet child of mine.
Son of a Guns and Roses?
Yeah, it is.
I'm deleting it from my phone right
that
now.
happens so much. That happens all the
Well, then
time.
I'm gonna take this one. before
Okay,
anyone
yeah,
else
jump
does.
in, jump in.
The offspring of the 33 1/3 installment of this Leslie Nielsen movie.
Oh,
Guns.
but it's Naked Gun. So how do you say it?
Naked.
Son of a Naked Gun?
Yeah.
Oh, not quite a Riddlink.
Working it.
Because they got to overlap. But it's a fake Riddlink.
Oh man.
It's a
freak.
It's a Riddledink.
Aw, shoot.
Okay, Mark, jump in.
All right, let me give you one. Slang. Let's see if you guys know this one.
Yeah.
What groundhog character said, hey, now don't you tell me you don't remember me because I sure as heck I remember you, but was born on a British naval ship.
I was like, it's like that Ned Flanders-y guy in the puddle.
Ned is the right first
it?
name. Yeah.
Ned Mickelson of a gun.
Yeah, Ned Ryerson.
Ryerson.
Ned Ryerson.
So close. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
The third U.S. president doesn't know who his naval father was.
Jefferson of a gun.
Wow.
Nice. That's fast. You are truly a illegitimate child.
You got another one?
I do. A Soundgarden single sung by this military man's heir.
So I'm going to say Deeply Madly is the only
That's the only
song.
way to know. Deeply Madly You or something.
Soundgarden, not Savage Garden.
Oh.
Chris Cornell, not Darren Hayes. Why do I know that?
Wow. I'm impressed.
That's crazy. You got me here.
I don't think I'm going to know this one.
Black Hole Son of a Gun.
Black Hole Sun.
I do know that
Won't
one.
you come? Won't you come? Ugh.
All right.
How we doing on our time?
We got a few seconds left. I'll leave. I'll get one more. I'll throw out there. Have you done two?
I've done two.
Yeah, I got one more. Let's leave it for our illegitimate children.
Okay.
But tell everybody how they can get a hold of
You
us.
can reach
I got
out
rid
to
of
us.
your notepad. Sorry.
Via Instagram at the.village.idiom or email us thevillageidiom@gmail.com or whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter at 3 Minutes Gone.
All right. Here's our final one. Send in your answers. Slang for a scamp who is carrying a burlap bag.
Sounds good. And that has been 3 Minutes Gone.
Woo. Tight 3 minutes. Fun times. Did you have more?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't even have the two because mine was not a good one. And now the whole world knows.
We've done it so many times.
It's funny how there's a bajillion choices.
That was like my favorite
but your
one,
brains
too.
come together.
Because it was Leslie Nielsen. That's good.
Oh.
No, it's all good.
that one. I thought you meant Guns N' Roses. That happened so much.
No,
Yeah.
that was easy.
Where we
I
come
could
with the
figure
same-
anyone was going to do that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I was trying to do like Have Gun Will Travel, but then that one would have been not real riddling.
And some require so much explanation. Like I was looking up Gunsmoke and Gunslinger. I'm like, how do I explain Gunslinger
Right.
in a riddling?
Right.
So it's tricky.
Well, you got to look at like is there this, I'm assuming you can go on Google and just write words that end in GUN, and then
Probably.
you would just extrapolate from that. You've done that, haven't you?
course.
Of course. I was like, he's playing with me. Shoot.
Well, it's been great having you along. It's fun having
Seriously.
a guest. You're a barrel of laughs.
I hope you'll come back.
Yeah, definitely. Hope you enjoyed yourself.
Would
buddy.
love to.
Okay, very cool. Well, I am Skinny.
Our guest today was
Chris. I was like, oh, that's my cue.
Chris. And I'm Jurassic, son of a bus driver, Mark.
Actually true.
Yeah.
And these are the Village idioms.
Son of a gun.
That's 3 minutes gone.